cabbages in salads.
And so, do you write down as you're experimenting, and then?
Well, on each batch, I write down what's in there, and on some days, I'll do different batches with whatever ingredients I have left. And you have to document what it is because...
Right. Well, people will expect the flavor to be
right.
similar.
Or you think you're going to remember.
You think you're going to.
And you don't.
Fermented foods really focus on digestion, and they help to improve digestion. Help the body to change that when eaten in the right portions. I have a company called Fermentlicious, loaded with lots of love, all organic. I founded the company over 7 years ago as I was on a journey of healing myself. And in addition to that, I'm working on my doctorate in Ayurveda medicine. So I continue to explore gut health and how disease all stems in the digestive system. It was about 8 years ago I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's. It was brain fog, lethargy, my skin started changing, my hair started changing. I couldn't remember certain words. I was working in a corporate job at that time. So they had candles, they had perfumes, they had all of these toxic environmental toxins. My body did not want to be in that building, and I started breaking out in rashes. The doctor suggested giving me Synthroid indefinitely, and it didn't feel right. Something about it didn't resonate within me. I knew that there had to be a better way than taking pharmaceuticals, so I started going inward and asking questions as to how I could help heal my body, and I knew that food was a big part of that information. Through that, I discovered Donna Gates.
Well, they're so easy to make and really fun, and they're really important for you, so it's well worth learning how.
And she started discussing how fermented foods help with sugar cravings. You know, I grew up on candy, on processed food. I really thought that candy was a food group. Sauerkraut could actually help my sugar craving, and then I started to go deeper into how ferments have helped people throughout thousands of years in different cultures, different countries. And the more I started to learn about the science of it, it completely blew me away. We have more bacteria cells in our gut than we have actual human cells. You could ferment cabbage and sea salt and create all these beneficial bacteria. 1 jar of sauerkraut contains more probiotics than 8 jars of probiotic pills, loaded with beneficial bacteria. When that digestive system is off, the body starts to relocate. So if we're having gas, long-term gas issues, and the body slowly starts to shift that energy into other places within the body, and that disease starts to relocate, and then it starts to manifest, and then it becomes a greater problem. What may have started out as a little bit of indigestion, it's now becoming acid reflux. It's now becoming esophageal cancer. Once I started to heal myself, I thought, how can I help others? Now I'm at a point where I could start to help others. As I went out there to try different flavors, I really didn't like what was out there. So I was like, how can I make this taste good? Once I started making fermented foods, I was also leading a meditation class here in my home. And as I was learning about the ferments, I started sharing it with people that were at my class. And then I started sharing the fermented foods. And then they wanted to buy it. And I was like, no, just take it, because I was trying different flavors. I was having fun in my own personal kitchen. And it just felt good to share this information with others. It's all been so organic, as if those beneficial bacteria were driving me in this direction. All that sauerkraut was preparing me for what was going to come next in my corporate job, that I had to step away. For me, within the kitchen, it's really important to just hold space for the cabbage. I welcome the cabbage into the kitchen, and I talk about how beautiful it is. And I do a little meditation prior to getting into the chopping and preparing the food. We sit down and we focus on our breath. We connect with nature within, and then we set the intention that whatever we touch today, may it be filled with love and light. Whomever consumes this, may they receive the healing that their bodies require. And I like to say that intention is our main ingredient. When people ask me how many flavors do you have, my answer is usually too many. I really love the seasonal ferments when I do the jalapeno or the beets. I have a blend called Black Gold, and it's black pepper and local turmeric. It depends on my mood, it depends on the season. I've heard so many successful stories, so many people who are feeling better. That to me is everything. The simple fact that people feel better. What else is there to give back to your community? I feel so grateful to be on this path and to allow those beneficial bacteria to guide me every step of the way. And what's been so wonderful and so brilliant for me is just being part of something bigger than myself. The idea was just to heal my body. How can I heal my body? It wasn't to create this beautiful company, which I'm so grateful to have founded.